unique role for a YMCA. We're not only the largest direct service provider of childcare in our county, but we're also the state designated childcare resource and referral for our county. So as was mentioned yesterday a couple of times, every community has a state funded childcare resource and referral agency. And really the R&Rs are critical first stop for understanding the landscape of your childcare in your community. We are uniquely connected to all types of care in our community, from large chains to small CBOs, family childcare homes, summer camps, before and after school program, whatever your families might need, we're uniquely connected to. And our core functions are to help families find and access child care, as well as navigate the already available funding streams that exist for care in our communities, which are complicated and confusing, and we're happy to help families navigate that. The second core function we have is supporting childcare providers in expanding access and quality of care that's provided. So we really do a lot of supply building work in our communities. And then lastly, providing comprehensive data on childcare supply, childcare demand, and sharing that data with decision makers in our economic development spaces, our workforce development spaces, policy and advocacy, and funders. So we use these same supports, we extend them to our military partners in San Diego County. We have a huge military population in San Diego County, and there is not enough child care supply on base to meet all of families' needs. And so when families are looking for care off base, they can come to their child care resource and referral, and we help them find and navigate the different options that are available to them to find a quality care environment that meets the standards that are required by the military. Unfortunately, there is not enough supply off base of the type of care that can meet the quality standards that the military requires either. So we have thousands of children and families waiting for care in our community that are military families that really have this benefit they'd like to use, but there is just not enough supply to use it. So to address these supply side challenges, we as the resource and referral work with providers to increase the quality of care that they provide in their settings to achieve either accreditation or meet the Department of Defense standards for quality, and help them build a business case to understand if you can get to this level of quality and you can help address this need we have for care for military families, this is how you can get greater reimbursement, diversify your revenue stream, have some dedicated funding that can be coming in from a reliable source, and really help them figure out how to build a sustainable business model in that way. We just recently partnered with UCSD and another local community-based organization, Say San Diego, and we supported the local Armed Services YMCA, who had received an earmark from Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs of HUD dollars to expand access to child care for military families in San Diego. The Armed Services YMCA said, look, you have to make a big business case for us that we're not going to open a child care center for military families and then it's going to tank. We want to make sure we're using these dollars, multi-millions of dollars that were fundraised as well as this earmark. We want to make sure we're using it sustainably. And so we help them understand what the local supply and demand data look like in regard to where their military families were living and where they had some housing for military families. Help them understand the municipal and building codes. Had to worry about this little shrimp that was like a grass shrimp that lived on a military base, and we had to protect it, but we did that in the end. All of that, yes, we had to make sure they were okay. But we're children people, so we were so we have to help them understand the fiscal projections. What type of mix of age group did they need to serve to be able to really have a sustainable bottom line? And the ribbon cutting was a couple months ago. We now have over 150 more slots available for military families in San Diego. So that's really exciting. Services-wide, and there's just a lot more work to do in that regard. We often support our Navy partners as well in trying to identify new spaces. We use our child care supply and demand data. We have a child care desert map for our county of San Diego, and we help the Navy look at the deserts across the county, identify where many of they know their families are living because housing is more affordable and kind of commute pathways, and then pinpoint available facilities that could potentially be used for military care. So we do that kind of on an basis. And lastly, we are really, really proud stewards of the Navy's Military Respite Program in San Diego County that we have contracted with Childcare of America to run for the last 15 years. And through this program, military families that have children with exceptional needs can access respite care and get that much needed break that we know they desperately need. When you have a child with special needs, it's very stressful, right? And there's not a lot of time for a break, and really a community that's there for you when you've been deployed multiple times. Your family might not be in your same community. You don't have that reliable fallback network. So we connect those families with respite care providers who provide high quality care in their home, and they can get off duty for a minute and get a little bit of that downtime that's so well needed.
Thank you, Patty. That's a lot of